Forever My Girl can look at first like a simple redemption romance, but through the lens of A Course in Miracles, it becomes a story about the exhaustion of chasing a substitute identity while abandoning the deeper call to relationship, honesty, and presence. Liam leaves his wedding to pursue fame. On the surface, he gains what the ego promises: success, adoration, recognition, specialness. But ACM would frame much of his journey as the pursuit of a substitute for love. The ego says, if I become important enough, desired enough, successful enough, I'll finally feel complete. Yet the film quietly shows that achievement does not resolve separation guilt. It often amplifies it. Liam's celebrity life feels emotionally thin despite the glamour surrounding it. That mirrors one of ACM's central observations. The ego keeps offering forms of fulfillment that cannot actually satisfy because they are built on external validation and unstable identities. Then death interrupts the momentum. In ACM terms, interruptions matter. They expose the fragility of the self-structure to avoid deeper feelings. Returning home forces Liam into direct contact with unfinished guilt, consequences, grief, vulnerability, the people he emotionally abandoned, and the self he ran from. The film's healing arc is not really about winning the girl back. It is about undoing avoidance. That distinction matters. Josie represents more than romance. She embodies groundedness, honesty, rootedness, and emotional accountability, things Liam sacrificed while constructing a larger-than-life persona. One ACIM theme running through the film is the difference between image and presence. Liam's public identity is highly visible but emotionally disconnected. Back home, he encounters ordinary moments: family, children, music shared sincerely, small-town familiarity, grief held together communally. ACM consistently points toward the holy instant happening within ordinary relational presence rather than in grand ego achievement. There is also a powerful forgiveness thread. Not sentimental forgiveness, not what you did didn't matter. The wound mattered. People were hurt. ACIM does not ask us to deny emotional impact at the human level. What it questions is whether guilt and separation must become permanent identity. The film works because reconciliation is gradual and uncertain. Trust has to be rebuilt. Liam cannot merely perform remorse theatrically. He has to become more honest and available. That parallels ACM's idea that healing is less about saying spiritual words and more about relinquishing defensiveness. Another interesting layer is music itself. In the movie, Liam's music becomes more authentic after suffering breaks open the constructed persona. Before, performance was tied heavily to ambition and image. Later, music becomes more relational and vulnerable. ACM would say, true creation extends from joining rather than self-glorification. The ego creates to prove itself. Spirit extends because love naturally wants to communicate. There is also a subtle dismantling of specialness in the film. Celebrity culture thrives on inequality. Some lives matter more, some people are elevated, some identities are worshipped. Yet the emotional healing Liam seeks is found not in arenas or fame, but in simple connection and humility. The Course repeatedly teaches that specialness isolates while love joins. Still, the movie can also be read carefully without romanticizing going home as a magical cure. Sometimes films imply redemption comes through reclaiming an old relationship alone. ACIM would place the emphasis deeper. The real healing is the undoing of the false self built around escape, ambition, and emotional distancing. The relationship becomes a classroom for that healing, not the source of salvation itself. By the end, Liam seems less driven by the need to be seen and more willing simply to be present. And from an ACIM perspective, that shift is enormous. From performance toward authenticity, from image toward relationship, from specialness toward joining, from running away from guilt toward allowing it to be transformed through honesty and love.